All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to another edition of the Afternoon Blitz. I'm your moderator for this day, temporary moderator, Jay McLovin. I'm affiliated with Unscripted Guys. Unscripted, check us out on Twitter at Unscripted Guys, all one word. I typically on this show play third base, sometimes home plate if Frankie's on the show. But today I'm going to be your pitcher, and I have great co-hosts. My boss is here with me to my that direction, Gonzo. I hope I did it correct this time. My boss is on the show, so everybody bear with me. I'm a little nervous when my boss is critiquing my evaluations. I tend to get a little jittery. But Gonzo, mom, brother from another mother, man, how are you doing, man?
I ain't nobody's boss, but I'm not doing too bad, Jay. A lot of sports going on. Two real good basketball games last night. I know there was a hockey game that went on that you didn't really like the result of. I found out I didn't even see who won till this morning, but I don't watch a whole lot of hockey, so I'm not sure if it was a close game.
I don't know, man. What I want you to do is, if you can, while I introduce Stat Guy, I want you to talk to your pops, get a quick hockey recap, and then when I do the hockey segment, you can have more beneficial information. So while you take a tactical pause, because that's what we call it in the military, we're taking a tactical pause. And while I confer with Stat Guy, I want you to talk to your boy, your daddy, Tony Gonzalez, and get a quick update on the world of hockey.
All right.
Now we go down below. This is another guy that I'm unlucky to share the stage with. This is a guy I feel like brings a credibility to the show in terms of stats. Because let's be honest, opinions without factual data is horse shit. So that's why we have Stat Guy on the show. So that when we give our opinions, Stat Guy will either give us the left or the right, the up or the down, if we're telling you is accurate or not accurate based on statistical data. That's why I love this guy. Everybody should have their own personal Stat Guy, but you can't have ours. He belongs to us. Stat Guy, my brother from another mother, man. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Oh, Jay, we're going well today. How are you?
You know, not too good. I got to be honest with you, not too good. And then Christian Taylor, I do want to recognize him. Thank you for coming into the show, man. Lakers hold off the Warriors, and that was crazy. Yeah, for a lot of things, it was crazy. And we're gonna get into basketball here in a few minutes when we get to the basketball segment of the show. But I do want to welcome you. I am recognizing your comment. We are going to talk Lakers and Warriors, so stand by to stand by.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Christian Cash? How's it going, brother?
I'm assuming you know him.
Yeah, he's a Christian. He also does podcasts and some TV stuff, but he's also a pro wrestler. He goes by the name Christian Cash.
Well, Christian Cash, currently, according to my FICO score, I need some money. I'll DM you my cash app. Please help a struggling podcaster out.
Got my stuff done that I need to get done.
But I know Stat Guy asked me how I was doing.
It was a very simple change, but they're having a big...
an hour drive.
Huh?
Sounds like a waste of a 45-minute drive.
No, because I had to meet with the person too, just because it's...
I don't know. Am I in his am I in his phone? Can I say hi to her? Hi, how?
No, I'm muted him for.
I didn't know if that was Mrs. Reese, because if it was Mrs. Reese, I was going to ask her how her day was going. Chris, you can't make this shit up. Christian Taylor says, it's going good, brother. How you guys doing? I'm not doing good, Christian.
Not doing too bad.
To be honest with you, Mr. Cash, I'm not doing good. Let me tell you why. Number one, my Astros lost. Number two, the Rangers won. And number three, the freaking Stars lost in overtime. So I'm not doing particularly well, but I choose to be positive and not negative, and I'm looking to the next game of these events. So we're okay. We're not there yet. But Christian, honestly, last night Jay went to bed sucking his thumb. I'm just saying. Frankie chimes in. He says, "Mute yourself, stat guy." Christian Taylor says, "Laughing my ass off. That's funny." Of course it is, Christian. That's why you come here. You come here to laugh your ass off and feel better about who you are as a person based on who I am as an individual. What a time to be alive. Let's jump into the show, shall we? Speaking of bad days, Gonzo says we're on the feelings and how is your day going? Can we just talk about for a moment how Mahomes' brother is doing? That is the best segue I've ever seen for the start of a show. As you know, Jackson Mahomes, he's an influencer, a socialite, whatever you want to do, living off the coattails of Patrick Mahomes' name to benefit his own self. Let's just be honest. Jackson, if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, where would you really be? Probably in jail. Because last time I checked, you tried to force yourself upon a restaurant lady, trying to kiss her repeatedly, and then you get into an altercation with the waiter, I believe it was, and ultimately you find yourself in jail on a $100,000 bond. $100,000 bond. What a time to be alive. You know what? Now I feel pretty good about myself. Honestly, after last night reading about Jackson Mahomes, I feel pretty damn good about my life. But anywho, I pass the torch off to Gonzo. Gonzo, Patrick Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, is accused of sexual assault. The woman said he tried to force himself to kiss her. Apparently, she didn't want to kiss Jackson. So now we're looking at him being in jail on a $100,000 bond, not only on sexual battery, but also assaulting another person at the restaurant. How crazy is this?
Yeah. Three counts of aggravated sexual battery and an additional fourth count of battery. Sounds like he has a little bit of problems here. This happened back in February, I guess. Yeah, in February.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months back.
Have you seen the video that I guess got released yesterday?
I was going to watch it because I actually found out about the story prior to this, so I did not get to watch it.
I guess it got released today because today's Wednesday.
Yeah, because I was going to watch it before the show, and I ran out of time.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Did you get by chance? Did you get a chance to watch the video?
No, not yet. But it said that
Stat guy watched the video.
In the video, Mahomes appears to show Mahomes kissing a woman while his hands are grasping her neck. The 40-year-old woman, she was the owner of the
she's the owner of the restaurant. Because he was trying to force himself on her, kissing her, this, that, and the other. And that's where the sexual assault came from. And then he goes on to get into a bump-in with, I want to say it was a waiter in the restaurant, because there's two counts. One is sexual. The other one is some sort of bumping or whatever it was, physical confrontation. So because he got multiple charges. Yeah. One was the felony is the sexual assault. The second one is just a misdemeanor. The misdemeanor doesn't really count.
He got 3 charges of sexual assault and then one battery charge.
That's what, okay. So I apologize. So it's 3 sexual assaults. Damn, son. And then the battery came from when he bumped it. I want to say it was a waiter or somebody in the restaurant he came in contact with is where the battery was.
Well,
he's got 4 charges.
3 counts of aggravated sexual battery, and then 1 count of battery, and then now his lawyer's trying to say that the video don't show context. That you have to know the context between the interaction of people. So that's what the lawyer's argument's been right now. But yeah, I haven't seen the video. It seems like he's always has some. Mahomes' brother always has something going on.
Yeah, because this isn't the first time, right, Chris? There was some other times before this where Jackson Mahomes has had issues, correct?
Yeah, he got in an argument with some fans or something at a
Right.
Chiefs game, didn't he? And then I think some others.
That's what I was tracking. I knew he had other charges. Yes. Now, I didn't get the full details on it, but the gist I did get from it was this isn't Jackson Mahomes' first time being in trouble with the law. So my question is this: Pat Mahomes obviously is doing Pat Mahomes-like things, and I've said this before. Jackson is only relevant because of his brother. Let's be honest. If it didn't have his brother connections, are we really talking about Jackson? Probably not. He just goes and does whatever it is he's doing. Do you think this is going to have any negative effect? I don't think it will, but do you guys think it will have any negative effect on Pat, the issues that his brother is coming in contact with?
Sorry, what was that, Jay?
So let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, and Frankie, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to get to your thoughts on this as well because I know you're obviously tracking the discussion. You kind of know where John Morant's dad was in terms of his career, put him in certain situations, things like that. It's all about a reputation, right? So we're talking about reputation. What, John Morant's dad meant for his reputation, for Josh's reputation, and also what Josh's doing. Okay, that's one. I'm just trying to give you an example outside of this, right, where family could kind of mess with your reputation. We're talking about family messing with the main star's reputation, right? So you kind of see where John Morant's dad is messing with John Morant's reputation. And then you kind of turn the flip, and now we see where Jackson Mahomes having multiple issues with the law. How, and it being a socialite that he is, how does that, or does it in any way, shape, or form mess with Pat Mahomes? And I don't think, and I'm not saying it's going to make Patrick Mahomes go this direction, but any kind of negative spotlight is always negative, right? What do you guys think about all this? Gonzo, I'm gonna go you first, late, and then I'll go. We're gonna go counterclockwise. So we'll go Gonzo, Frankie, stat guy. I want you to wrap it up. Give your thoughts on this as well. So, Gonzo, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about the relationship with like Mahomes' father and stuff, but it's just crazy to me. And you see this a lot, not just in the Mahomes family is the only one where how much different one sibling can be from the other when you're raised exactly the same way, pretty much. So that's always been kind of strange to me because I know a lot of people that, and I'm sure you do, that hey, one guy might be cool as hell, and you might meet his brother, and he might be totally opposite. So I don't think it will really affect Pat much, just because I think Patrick kind of keeps his. I think he kind of stays to himself a lot with him and his wife. He has his own family he's worrying about. I'm sure he's going to help his brother get out of this, and his brother better be thankful because it's probably going to be not as bad as it could be because of having his brother's name and money. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't think it'll have a big effect on Patrick himself, just because I think he does a pretty good job. Because with like the other stuff, the other distractions that his brother's calls, he's never really let it affect him. I think he does a pretty good job of keeping that stuff kind of on the back burner and focusing on what he needs to take care of.
That's a good point, and I can totally get where you're coming from on that as well. Frankie, let me ask you this. According to them, the felony 3 charges of sexual battery that he has facing him, he faces up to 55 months of incarceration. That's the maximum, 55 months. Now, it can obviously fall anywhere in between that and 55 months. I'm just saying the maximum is 55 months. Frankie, let me ask you this. I don't think it's going to affect Pat Mahomes' reputation, right? Because they're 2 different individuals. But the question I have for you, Frankie, is it's his brother. Mentally, in his head, this is his brother. He's going to court. He's got 3 felonies, facing at maximum 55 months in prison. Does it affect him mentally at all? when the season starts up, because it's going to be, I would imagine, a little bit before you go to trial. So you got to imagine this will linger on into the NFL season. Will this play with Patrick Mahomes' mindset at all, if any?
No, I don't think so. Like Chris said, they're two different people, and yeah, it's his brother and stuff like that. But I don't think it'll affect Patrick Mahomes mentally or anything like that. He's just gonna do what big brothers do and help his brother out the best way he can. And as I said on the comment earlier, I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes already went and bailed him out. You said $100,000 on bail, like
Yeah, the bond. The bond is $100,000. You're right.
Yeah, that's like cheap change to Patrick Mahomes and what he's getting paid right now in the NFL. So I'm pretty sure he helped him out with that and bailing him out. But it's not going to affect Patrick Mahomes on the field. I mean, Patrick Mahomes has dealt with not with situations like this, but he's dealt with outside situations to where people thought that it was going to affect his career. Let's not take for granted that his wife was doing something a couple of years prior when the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl to the Bucs, and Patrick Mahomes came out and he told his wife, "Listen, well, you're not going to be on the field no more. You're going to stay on the skybox because you're doing too much." And then I'm pretty sure that's what Patrick Mahomes is going to do. He's going to bail his brother out, and then he's going to say, "Listen, from here on out, bro, you got to do what you got to do with this court system. I helped you out with bailing you out, and now it's on you to do what you got to do." Can you tell me what state that this happened in? Does anybody know?
I didn't catch the state. Gonzo, did you catch the state? I didn't catch the state at all.
Because
let me find it. I might be able to find out real quick.
Well, hey, while you're looking that up, while you're looking that state up, I'm going to go back up real quick and get us caught up on the comments. Christian Taylor says he dropped his fork, went to pick it up aggressively. She just so happened to fall in his path. What a time to be alive. But Christian does go on to say it shouldn't affect Pat because he didn't have anything to do with it. Morant's family are heavily involved and are on social media with him. Patrick's family isn't, and is seen a lot of the time. And I agree with you. I think for me, and I think Frankie kind of had already addressed that, but for me, it was just kind of like, it's kind of like if my sister was facing 55 months in jail or prison, and I got to go out and play a football game. I don't know, man. For me, mentally, that probably may be way in the back of my mind. But Frankie says it most likely is not because of, and we do kind of know that because Jackson, like I said, this is not Jackson's first time. This is not his first rodeo. He'd been in trouble before. It's just this time the rodeo is a little bit more intensive with the number of felony charges against him. And that's why I really kind of posed that question.
Jay,
go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
Overland Park, Kansas.
Overland Park, Kansas. Okay. Thank you, Drunk. Drunk confirms that as well. I want to go back to Drunk's first comment, though. I hope Jackson Mahomes gets 10 years. Look, I don't know 10 years. If he just talking about kissing a girl, I'm not saying that he shouldn't do some time. 10 years might be a little excessive. Maybe some 6 months of probation and some community service might be more along the lines. I don't know. But again, this is not Jackson Mahomes' first time, so it's hard to.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
To go to that to 10 years, listen, I understand what you're saying on that one, but I agree with Jay. I feel like even 55 months. 55 months is a long time for something like that. I mean, he aggressively kissed a woman that didn't want to, that didn't want any part of this or anything like that. She feels violated, and I totally understand that. I agree with equal rights with women. I really do. Being a father of 4 girls and having my wife and stuff, I totally have equal rights for women. But if you don't want to be handled the way you were by Mahomes and being forcibly kissed by Mahomes, I get it. It happened in the state of Kansas. That's probably why he's getting 55 months. But I think
because they don't play in Kansas, baby.
Yeah, they don't play in Kansas. I mean, but 55 months, I feel like is way too long for something like this to happen. I feel, like Jay said, maybe you could get a couple 6 months of probation, some community service, probably some fines or something like that. That will fit into the category of his troubleness with this. But 55 months in prison.
This is, you know what? Hey, Frankie, real quick, because this is where I see this going. First of all, I'm glad, Drunk. I appreciate the information. I did happen to Aspen's restaurant and lounge. Drunk goes on to say, I'm just talking about the 10 years. Yeah, I get that. Anthony Price says he forced kissed her, plus he put his hand on her neck. I get that too as well. Drunk says, I think he should definitely do some time, though at least 6 months in jail. And that's what I think where we're kind of going. Here's the deal, right? This is how I look at it, right? 6 months probation, some community service. Let that be the criminal side of it. The criminal side should be 6 months and 30 days and some community hours, 100 hours of community, whatever, right?
Probably like
okay.
6 months and 1 year community service.
But here's the deal. I will tell you this. The owner of that restaurant, if I'm her, I'm taking Jackson straight to personal court, and I'm going to get some damn money.
Jay's always about suing somebody.
Listen. I'm not about suing anybody just haphazardly. No, Gonzo. I'm not about suing somebody haphazardly. But if you force yourself onto me and you put your hands on my neck and you put your mouth on my mouth, what if you got AIDS? I'm not saying that Jackson has AIDS, but she don't know that.
Hey,
No, think about it. No, think. Because hold on. Let me get this. I got to get this out, and then I swear to God, I'm going to open it up to the forum. But I got to get my point across. Think about it now. You don't know what Jackson has. The only person knows what Jackson has, and he may not even know what he has unless he gets a physical examination. I don't know where he's putting his junk, but what I do know is this. Hold on. But what I do know is this. When you put your mouth on my mouth, that means fluids are being exchanged. That means my health is now at risk. And when you put my health at risk against my will, and you put your hands on my neck, number one, we going to court. Oh, yeah, we going to court, and you going to pay. And if you're going to go ask Big Brother Pat to give you the money to pay me, well, then you're going to go to Big Brother Pat and pay me, but I'm going to get paid.
You could get AIDS by kissing?
Damn right you can. Fluid exchange, baby. How do you think AIDS is done? It's all by fluid exchange.
Sexual, like...
Yeah, you kiss. Look, why do you think they got dental dams?
Kissing is sexual? Kissing is sexual?
And fluid exchange. No, seriously. Medically speaking, when fluid is exchanged, whether it be semen or saliva, your DNA, whatever it is you got, is still up in that shit. And I don't want any of that shit near this mouth unless I give you the verbal consent. And he did not have verbal consent. So somebody getting paid. Somebody getting paid.
You didn't give me verbal consent. I grabbed your neck.
Hold on. We're going to do a round-the-clock form on what I just said. I'm going to let you guys give one more round the clock, and then we got to get into the events of the sporting industry. Gonzo, you got 1 minute response to what I just said. What do you got?
I think Jackson Mahomes needs to go talk to Dom Mysterio and learn how to be ready to handle the yard.
He come out with teardrops.
Hold on, Frank. We're coming to you. Frankie, you got 1 minute to respond to what I just said. What do you got?
Was that to me or to Chris? Or are you still asking Chris?
Oh, no, Frankie. Just you got 1 minute as a rebuttal to anything you want to say about this topic.
I really don't got much to say. I mean, it's crazy. You could take her to court just so she can get Patrick Mahomes' money. That's really much. I don't got much to say, man. I really don't.
but Frankie, number one, was I wrong
about her taking him to court?
Yeah, or any of it. Was I wrong on anything I just said?
I mean, no, she could really take him to court. I think.
Hold on. Before we go that direction,
what the hell?
Hey, don't go to the comments. No. I'm not talking to you, Frank. I'm saying, Chris, hold on the comments because I see a lot of good shit we're gonna talk about real quick. Stat guy, are you with us? Or are you not with us?
I've been with you the whole time, just chilling.
Okay. I didn't know because I didn't check my private chat yet. Obviously, you know what we're talking about. You got a 1 minute rebuttal on anything you want to say about Jackson Mahomes' issue.
There's a reason why
I appreciate that.
There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes banned Jackson Mahomes from attending any games last year, because he's nothing but a distraction. And when Jackson Mahomes would show up to Patrick Mahomes games, Patrick Mahomes would play poorly because he was worried too much about what his brother was doing on the sidelines. It's no secret that he won the MVP last year, the first year that Jackson Mahomes was banned from games.
And won
So
the Super Bowl.
now, hold on, stat guy. So then now I posed the question earlier, and because you said what you just said, I'm going to ask you the question one time real quick, and then we got to move on to comments, and then we got to move on. He's facing 55 months if convicted. That's the maximum. Will this play effect in the season for Patrick Mahomes coming up? If obviously you guys gonna be some time.
I don't think it will at all, and I don't even think Patrick's going to help him. I think Patrick's at the point now where he's sick and tired of his brother basically making a fool out of himself and making a fool out of the Mahomes last name.
Okay. Chris, if you will, real quick, start with Christian Taylor. So he can have oral herpes. Let's just walk down real quick, and then we're going to get into the show. Christian Taylor comes up and says he could have active herpes. Again, that's my that's my issue.
We got to start on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss? Okay. Jalen, I don't live on suing people. I don't. But if you put your mouth on my mouth forcibly, you're damn right, son. Every day, twice on Sunday, because that's when we repent with the Lord for sins.
Jay, 3 days ago, you were ready to sue Xfinity. What are you talking about?
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. No, we will not talk about Xfinity because that could be a whole other hour conversation. Look, those sons of bitches, they got enough money off of us. They can afford my lawsuit. Okay, next question. I agree to take him to court and get Patrick Mahomes money. That's assault. Thank you, Christian. Next comment. He could have active oral herpes. Thank you, Christian. That supports my comment. Drunk. You can definitely get some stuff from kissing. No joke. Thank you. That supports my comment. Next question. Jay Lawyer got him on speed dial. Whatever he calls his lawyer, smiling from ear to ear. Thank you. That supports my comment. Next question. Christian Taylor says, time to take Patrick's money. Damn right. He got $500 million. He can afford.
How is that going to take Patrick's money though?
Hey, because Patrick's going to help out. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Because he loves his brother. Next question. Let's go. Next question. Let's go. We got a lot of comments here. Dom is the most wanted man on TikTok. Good question. Next question.
Good question.
Patrick, dad, hella cool. Patrick, hella cool. And Jackson is just determined to be low-key stuff. Good comment. Next question. Drunk, he threw water on fans from the suite. Next question. Kawhi Leonard just a sinner takes a life sentence. Sometimes you got to distance yourself. That's what I say. Pat, distance yourself. Tony, I hope he gets 55 months. Tony, we are on the same page. And we are done. That was a rapid fire comments. Let's get into the show, shall we? Let's start off with NHL. Patrick going to give the Judge a Super Bowl ring. I don't know. We haven't got that far, so hold your horses. NHL, man. Let's just start when we start. Let's start with the first game. The second game. Let's go second game. Go first game. Dallas Stars, Kraken, Seattle Kraken. Kraken came out, or I should say, Dallas Stars came out. Got out 2-2, and then the Kraken just went off and it made it 4-2. And in that third period, the Stars made it 4-4, and then ultimately the Kraken take it in overtime, 5-4. I said this to you guys earlier that the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild went double overtime, damn near 2:00 in the morning, and that's how that series started. Ultimately, Dallas Stars took that series 4-2. I talked to Stat Guy earlier, and he felt like the Kraken coming off of that win over the Avs and taking game one really has their momentum flying high. Christian, we are not there yet, sir. Hold your horses.
What do you mean we're not there?
We are only on the Stars and the Kraken right now. So please, it's kind of like. No, I can't say that because this is a very cool, calm, and collected professional show. So I'm not going to say that comment. I'm going to refrain. Gonzo, and we're going to go again. We're going to go around the clock because Stat Guy, I'm saving you for last because you are, out of the three of us, Stat Guy, you're the most hockey-oriented person, so I'm going to wait for you to hear
Just
everything.
ask the damn question.
Hold on, calm down. Or I will kick your ass off. And although the Lakers got the win, again, congratulations. I'm going to respectfully ask you to chill. Gonzo, man, I know you're like with us, man. Me and Frankie were 1 year guys. Stars, Kraken. What do you think of the first game, and how do you think it translates into the next game, which I believe is on Thursday, which is tomorrow?
It was a good game. I think it's going to be a good series. I think the Stars are going to end up winning the series. And like I said yesterday, I kind of hope the Stars win because I'd like to see Vegas and the Stars play each other, so you and Dad can go at it. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch a whole lot of the game last night, so I don't have a lot of thoughts on how that game went. But I think the Stars are going to win the series. But the Kraken's having a heck of a year, being the second year in the league, and you're in the playoffs, won a series already. So, but we've seen it before. Vegas done it in their first year. So I mean, we've seen some expansion teams have success early. But I just think Dallas is going to end up being a little too much for them throughout the series. But the NHL playoffs, I haven't watched. What I have watched of it has been real good, and I know Dad's been watching it. He's loved it. So NHL playoffs have been pretty much off the hook this year.
Give me 1 second, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he's about to put Christian Taylor in timeout. Any bet?
No, but I'm gonna delete that shit.
JB deleting stuff.
I don't know
Hey,
why
look.
you do that. You
Hey,
can't
no,
delete
hold
what
on.
people
Hey,
say.
hold on. Hey, hold on now. I was gonna put him in timeout. It didn't give me the option. The only option it gave me for him was to delete the comment. So you know what? Fuck Christian Taylor. I do appreciate you, but fuck you. With all due respect. No, I'm not gonna allow him to say that.
Hold on, Jay. Because these
I'm not letting him say that.
No. Stop cutting people off. I understand you're the moderator. Stop doing it already. You've been doing it too early now. Stop it. You cannot be deleting what people's opinions. You cannot be deleting these people's opinions because you come in here live.
No, damn it! It's America's right to post. It's my right to delete.
Stop cutting me off. You come on here live and you literally down talk everybody's team when your team is good.
That's not true. Stop cutting down
me
talk.
off, Jay. Doing it, bro. I understand you're the moderator. Stop. You cannot delete these people's comments. You had the same thing. You do the same thing when you're live. You trash talk these people's team. If he has a theory and he has a thought on your team, let him say it. Stop putting people in.
All right, I will say this though. Hey, hold on. Christian Taylor does come back, and he says Jason's facial expressions was priceless. Christian Taylor, you know I love you, man, but man, you're killing my team, man. You're killing me today, man. Anthony Price says, "Hold on, he can't get in timeout. Who do he know on YouTube? I don't know. Who does he know? Okay, there you go, Frankie. I didn't delete it. I let it get played. Ashes are ass water. Now, let's move on from that talking point. Let's get back to NHL, shall we? Gonzo said he still thinks, and we all want the Stars versus the Vegas Golden Knights because me and Tony need to have our time together. But Frankie, ever since the Rockets, are dumpster. Now, if you want to say dumpster fire, talk about the Rockets. So don't talk about the Astros. Talk about the Rockets. The Rockets are the dumpster fire of the group, honestly. But Frankie, since I told you my team is dumpster fire right now, and your team is still in it, that I would, root for your team, because you're my boy. You're my, look, if you don't know, me and Frankie, we're family, and I love Frankie. So I'm going to root for the Lakers. So you can kind of understand that. But you said vice versa, since your Bruins were eliminated, you were going to put some support behind the Stars. And by the way, you absolutely gave the Stars support. Much love. I appreciate you. As a first-year hockey guy like I am, what is your impression of the Stars versus the Kraken? And just a little quick synopsis: double overtime loss to the Wild. but we came back to win that series 4-2. We lost in overtime to the Kraken. Can we have the same success again like we did against the Wild, or are we going to plunder?
Yeah, you could definitely have more. You can definitely have success just like you guys had in the Wild. As my first year of watching hockey, thank you, Christian. Jay sometimes gets on my. He gets to a certain level where he needs to like literally get yelled at because it comes to a time when Jay's a moderator and he feels like he's like hot honcho and he can just overtalk everybody and not let anybody say shit. It doesn't work like that. We're all a team here, and he needs to understand that he needs to shut the hell up sometimes. But it can definitely be like the Wild, like. And I said this to Jay yesterday privately. I'm like, hockey's literally, and we've been saying it for a while now. Hockey's a really quick sport. It really is, and anything can happen at any point in any period or intermission or whatever they like to call it. Like literally, there could be 24 seconds left in the third intermission right before the game ends, and then suddenly somebody gets a goal and ties it up. Like that's how quick this sport is. But what gets to me is Seattle just came off of a 7-game series against the defending champions, Colorado Avalanche, and then they come in against against the Dallas Stars, who finished their series in 6 games, had a little bit of rest, and go into overtime with a team that just went 7-game series. And this team did not quit. They did not quit. They kept going. Dallas had some amazing shots on the goal at overtime. Amazing shots on the goal at overtime. I was watching the Lakers game, so all I got to watch was like a little bit of the end of the third intermission into the overtime. And I seen, man, the Dallas Stars had amazing shots, opportunities to end the game. But the Seattle Krakens did not stop. They did not quit on the fight. They kept going, and they ended up prevailing on getting the win. And I feel really sorry for that goalie over in Dallas right now because that dude was having one hell of a game. He was having one hell of a game. So it's really terrible for that to happen, but it's a good game, man. It was really a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. It honestly, it truly was. Honestly, Frankie, because I was getting tidbits of information while I was still watching the Astros play their game. Or no, excuse me, the Lakers. I was watching the Lakers. It was a Lakers game I was watching. So I was kind of going back and forth. And I was kind of monitoring on my phone as well. And I saw they were down 4-2 in the third. And I'm like, shit, okay, I can see where this is going to go. And then I got Dustin chiming in with, the Kraken are going crazy. I got Mickey Delaney chiming in, asking me how I'm doing. Can we trash talk? And I said, Mickey Delaney, I hate you. And I said, Dustin, when they tied up 4-4, asking for a friend. Ultimately, just to take the loss at 5-4, and that was my life as I went to bed, crying in a fetal position, sucking my thumb. Dustin, stat guy, thoughts, game 1.
It's like I said to you before the show that the win over Colorado, a lot of times you would think that a team is going to have a letdown in that next game just because you use so much of your energy to defeat the defending Stanley Cup champions. And I thought it was going to be the exact opposite for Seattle, where that's such a big win for them that they're playing with house money at this point. And I think they're going to be a much looser team than the rest of the teams left in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And you saw that when they scored 3 goals in like a minute 50. They were playing so loose in that 2-minute stretch that there was not a team in the NHL that would have beat Seattle over that 2-minute stretch. And you have a guy in Philip Grubauer, who's the backup goalie to Seattle, who spent 4 years with the Colorado Avalanche. He's got plenty of postseason experience. Their starting goalie, Matt Jones, has got plenty of postseason experience. A lot of the players on Seattle's roster have played in Stanley Cups before with different teams. So, yes, they are an expansion team, but they do have plenty of Stanley Cup experience on this roster. And I do think they're going to beat the Stars. I think it's going to go 6 or 7 games because if you look at the regular season, Dallas was 2-1 against Seattle during the regular season, but 2 of those 3 games went into overtime. So these two teams have taken each other's best shots all season. I think it's going to be that way in this series also.
No, I definitely agree with you, and I appreciate your perspective on it. The second game I want to look at is the Panthers and Maple Leafs. Obviously, the Panthers took out the reigning in my opinion, probably the best team in hockey. And I think a lot of our guys thought Press was the best team in hockey. And the Panthers took them out, which kind of shocked, in my opinion, the hockey league as a whole. And then they come out and take game one, 4-2, very decisively, no overtime, no nothing, but a 4-2 win over the Maple Leafs, which is another really strong team. What do we make now of the Panthers, man? I gotta be honest with you. I'm getting on that Panther bandwagon in terms of how good they are. They really are playing quite well. Gonzo, Panthers made the Leafs. I mean, is this really are the Panthers going to continue to roll like this over the Maple Leafs?
I don't know if they're going to continue to roll. I think they have a chance to win this series, but I don't know if they're going to beat them because they won 4-2. So I don't know if they're going to be able to control the games kind of like they did that game one. But kind of what Dustin was saying, this Panthers team is got on a roll with that big upset. Sometimes you see a big letdown afterwards, but they went the opposite way. They came back out and was still carried that momentum over to the game one of the series. And now they got to see if they can keep that momentum going. I don't think they're going to sweep them or anything, but I think it's going to be a real close series. And it wouldn't surprise me if Florida can pull off another series win.
Absolutely. Frankie Balrovsky, the goalie for Florida, gave him 34 saves. You know this team pretty well. As a Bruins fan, you had the opportunity to really dive into that Bruins team and watch the Florida as they played them. Hawchuk got him 3 assists, and Bennett got him 1 goal and an assist. Those were your 3 top performers for Florida. What did you think about Florida versus the Maple Leafs, man? That was an incredible series, game one opener, especially coming off the Bruins.
Well, kind of like what Chris and what Dustin said, right? You look at the Kraken and they have something to look forward to by dethroning the defending champions. The same thing with the Florida Panthers. They're riding on eliminating and defeating what you said the best hockey team in this year's NHL league. A team that literally made NHL record on both wins and points, and you eliminate them in 7 games, overtime at the last game, and now you come in here against one of the top teams left, in my opinion, in the East, with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and you finish them 4-2 in game one. You got a lot of momentum right on your side after that Bruins win. But what really comes to mind, and I've been saying it for a while now, since at least from game 2 of the last series, that the Florida Panthers play one hell of a good defense. One hell of a good defense. These guys, they play hard, they play fast, and they play great. They play phenomenal, and it always comes down to defense. And I think the reason why they play that good is because of the head coach that they got. They have such an experienced head coach that's been in this level before, that he knows what to do and he knows how to stop them. And it's really great what we're seeing from Florida. Because like Dustin said the other day, when we look at hockey, we don't look at hockey like any of the sports where it's ranked by divisions and stuff like that. No, this is ranked on points. And you can have a shitty year but have good points and still make the playoff. This is a team that was a wild card team, guys. They were a wild card team, and now they're going up against they already eliminated the best team. Now they're going up against another good team in Toronto, who just eliminated Tampa. I mean, Florida's got a lot riding on them right now. Like Chris said, I'm not going to go with a sweep. I don't think it's going to be a sweep because hockey's a quick sport. But I do think that Florida can take it out and win in at least 6 games.
Absolutely, Dustin. Frankie brought up some good points about Florida. Again, he watched that series with the Bruins going up against the best team in hockey. So Frankie had a pretty good perspective on what Florida brings to the table, especially going up against the Maple Leafs, which we know is a really great Canadian team as well. Florida comes out 1-0 in the first, strikes early and hard. And then they both tied up at 2 apiece in the second, only for Florida to come back with 1-0 in that third and wrap it up at 4-2. Again, I thought there was great defense, great aggressiveness on the part of Florida. We talk about the oxytocin phase that you spoke of that the Seattle Kraken took out over the Avalanche. I think the Florida is probably right on that same oxytocin, taking out the number one team in hockey, and yet they come out and just crush the Maple Leafs, man. What's your thought process on that series, and who do you see taking that series?
Honestly, right now, I think Florida could be the team to beat in the East because we talked about it yesterday. Granted, Boston did go 3-1 against Florida during the regular season. Florida was still a bad matchup for Boston in the playoffs, and they basically went in to show that they weren't afraid of Boston and took care of business. You look at this Toronto Maple Leaf series. The Toronto Maple Leafs went 3-1 against the Florida Panthers during the regular season. All three of Toronto's wins were in overtime. And the lone game that Florida won, they beat the piss out of them 6-2. So it's not like Florida hasn't been able to give these teams a run for their money all season. So this is another bad matchup for Toronto because Florida ended up getting points in all 4 of the games that they played against Toronto this year. Toronto only got points in 3 of those games because the loss doesn't count as a point versus the 3 overtime games, each team gets at least 1 point. So Florida was pretty much right there point for point with Toronto during the regular season. They just didn't have as many points as Toronto at the end of the year, and I just think Florida's too fast for Toronto. Toronto might be more physical, but I think Florida's too fast on the ice, and if they can get open space, they have 4 or 5 players on their team that can score 25, 30 goals in a given season, so they have plenty of weapons to put the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I want to move in real quick, and I just want to forecast wins versus or who wins, who loses on these 2 games we got going on tonight, and then we got to get into the NBA and break that down for a little bit. Devils, Hurricanes. Tonight, I'm going to go Hurricanes. They both have a very equal record in the regular season with 52 wins, 21 losses for the Hurricanes, 22 losses for the Devils, 9 ties for the Hurricanes, and 8 ties for the Devils. So I'm going Hurricanes game 1 tonight. And then on the second game, Golden Knights versus Oilers, I am going to stay with the Vegas Tony Gonzalez team getting the win tonight as well. Those are my 2 wins for tonight. Gonzo, if you want to give your predictions on who you think in those 2 games.
Who's the Hurricanes play?
Hurricanes are playing the Devils, New Jersey Devils.
I'm gonna go with the Devils tonight, coming off that momentum of beating the Rangers.
Okay, and then we also got your dad's team, Vegas versus the Edmonton Oilers.
I'm gonna go with Vegas.
Okay,
Obviously.
that's not a bad thing. The Vegas is playing quite well. Frankie, Devils, Hurricanes, Edmonton Oilers, and Las Vegas Golden Knights. Who you got?
I'm going with the closest team left near me, and that's the New Jersey Devils, baby. Ride high, Devils. Show these Hurricanes who creates hurricanes. That's the devil. That's the devil, baby. Ain't no hurricane without a devil. Let me stop. I'm going with the Devils though. And for the other one, I'm gonna go Oilers on this one. I really am. I'm gonna go Oilers. Not saying nothing bad on the Golden Knights or Las Vegas. I just feel like the Oilers have a lot on their to run with. The Knights, who they beat in the last series. That guy, do you know who Vegas won last series?
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah. Who they beat to go to round 2?
I'm checking really quick. I can't think of off the top of my head. I thought it was.
Was it Winnipeg?
Yeah,
I think it was Winnipeg.
Yeah, it was Winnipeg.
It was the Jets. Yeah, they're the Jets. It was the Jets versus Golden Knights.
Yeah, they swept the Jets. They took 4 or 5.
Yeah, see, I feel like that was more of an easy matchup for them to go into the second round compared to the Oilers, who had to face the LA Kings. They're really a really good team. So I feel like the Oilers are going to run more with the win around here.
Interesting. By the way, biblically, God made the devil, and so therefore God made the hurricane. Stat guy. What a time to be alive, man. Who you picking, man? You got Devils versus the Hurricanes, Oilers versus the Knights. What are your predictions?
I'm going with the Hurricane over the Devils tonight. I just think the Hurricane are due for a Stanley Cup run, just like the Florida Panthers are due for a Stanley Cup run, because those were the two best teams in the Eastern Conference last year, and both of them came up short. And on the other side, I'm actually going with Edmonton. These two teams are in the Pacific Division. You had Vegas finishing with 111 points. You had Edmonton finishing with 109, but Edmonton was 3-1 against Vegas during the regular season. So Edmonton pretty much owned Vegas during the regular season this year.
Interesting. That's a good point. That's a good. And then Price says, so nobody see an upset game tonight. I don't think so. I honestly think Golden Knights, Hurricanes are taking it. But again, can an upset happen? Hell yeah, it can happen, Anthony Price. That's the beautiful thing about sports. Upsets can always happen.
At this point, there really is no upset games, because you look at Edmonton and Golden Knights, they were separated by 2 points or 1 win, so that's really not an upset. I mean, if there's an upset, it's going to be the Devils taking out the Hurricane just because of the point difference.
And I don't even, and honestly,
I don't even think that's an upset either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when my first year into hockey this year, I don't even see an upset matchup, even in the first round. I mean, the Golden Knights versus Winnipeg, that was like an easy matchup, but like the rest of the series in round 1 and round 2, like I don't see no upset in any matchup. Hockey is just like, you can't get an upset in hockey. It's just equally matched for some reason.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I've learned more in my first year of watching hockey. Is like, you can't get mad and you can't get upset, because hockey is like
just so
matched up.
Yeah, man, it's so fast and so quick and so physical. Honestly, I can see why people really get into hockey when you actually go to the hockey game. I can only imagine what it's really like at the actual game itself. It's incredible. But I will say this: if I'm going to go to a hockey game, I got to be close to the rink. If I got that nosebleed section, fuck that shit. I'm watching it at home on the TV. Anyway,
I feel like you can get good seats anywhere, Jay, with watching a hockey game.
And that may be. I got to go to a hockey game first. Mine would be at American Airlines Arena, because that's the closest. Obviously, I'm a Dallas Stars, so I'm gonna have to go to and I will go to a hockey game. Gonzo, I'm gonna go to a hockey game, and I'm gonna find out firsthand exactly what it feels like.
I've been to I haven't been to an NHL hockey game. I've been to like minor league hockey, and dude, it's awesome. I love going and watching hockey like live. It's just
right.
It's harder for me to watch on TV.
Yeah, the best.
And a lot of things aren't they really? A lot of things. Some things are just harder to watch on TV than actually being there in person. I got to be honest with you though. My ex-wife played college soccer for University of Houston. She played D1 college soccer for University of Houston, and I went and saw many games, soccer games at in the stadiums. I don't give a damn how much you go or how much I go and watch soccer. Soccer still sucks. I can't stand that sport. I can't stand that sport one way from the fucking other. I swear to God, I hate that sport with everything that's in me. But I do like hockey. I can see how hockey would be with the physicality of it. I can see how people get into that. Soccer, on the other hand, nah, fuck that shit. I'd rather have sex than go watch hockey.
Yeah, the best. The best hockey.
That's just me.
The best hockey environment I ever was in was 2016 when the Red Wings were at Nashville. I went to that game in Nashville. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Did they win?
Red Wings won 4-3 in overtime to force a Game 7, but then they lost Game 7 in Detroit.
It don't matter though. You witnessed you literally like no, and I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I just want to say, like, you got to like be there with the fans and witness an overtime win to force a Game 7. Like, that's like, when you sit there in the crowd with the rest of your fans and stuff like that, watching your team win an overtime game to force a game 7, that place is going crazy, like crazy. Yeah. That's something I want to enjoy.
Real quick, Anthony Price, I know you say it's better in person. I got to tell you from personal experience, I saw it in person against some of the D1 best schools in the country, play U of H. My wife was really good at soccer. Trust me, she was a forward. And, I don't care. I listen, the only reason I watched her games is because I had a cup of Jack Daniels and Coke in the tote bag that she didn't know about, and that's the only reason why I was able to endure it. Other than that,
Next time, say ex-wife. Say ex-wife next time. Don't disrespect Mel like
ex-wife,
that.
ex-wife,
Jay,
ex-wife.
you're going to be changing your tone in 2026. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. It's gonna take a lot for me to change my tone.
Okay,
I'll be honest.
the World Cup is in Houston and it's at Dallas, and it's going to be played in
He's not gonna care. He's not going.
AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
He's not caring. He's gonna
He'll
go.
go.
And watch
Like
this.
Jay said,
This is the way I look at it. Number one, it's great for the city of Houston because that means it will bring revenue to the city. But I'm not going. I'm not even watching it on TV. But I get it. It's still great for the city of Houston as a whole. I'm glad our city was able to get the World Cup. But
he's gonna go watch Pearland instead. He better.
hey,
He
I'm
better.
watching a Pearland at the Little League World Series. I probably get more into that. But no. Hey, let's get in real quick. Frankie, this is your moment. I'm gonna give you all due. Hold on, I'm giving you all due prompts here. We're gonna talk NBA now. And the first game we're gonna cover because Frankie is in the stream. I'm gonna give him mad respect, and we're gonna talk Lakers Warriors. I got to be honest with you, Frankie. You guys played well. I think it was a clear 1A AD, 1B LeBron and company. And when I say company, everybody showed up to that game. Everybody played that game. And ultimately, you guys took the win. I'm going to start with you, Frankie, because this is your team. I'm going to give you mad props on representing your team playing Golden State Warriors. And you took game 1 in Golden State. Acknowledge.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Acknowledge me. But I'm not gonna say much. It's game 1. I'm really not gonna say much. I said it. I told everybody. I tried telling everybody. I tried. Jay wanted to tell me yesterday, and I'm not throwing shots at Jay. I'm just saying Jay wanted to say yesterday that we needed to win because it's in Golden State and we know how they play in Golden State. Yeah, of course we know how they play in Golden State. But everybody's also forgetting this is our division rival. We play this team 4 times a year. We went into this game 3-1 over the Warriors, meaning we already had taken a game in Golden State. This is our 4th straight win against Golden State. And I tried telling everybody that this is going to happen. They can go ahead and take game 2. That's totally fine. But I put money on it that the Lakers will win game 3 and 4 in LA. I put money on that. I swear to God, I will go to Vegas and put money on that, and I will come back a richer man. Because I know for a fact that the LA Lakers can win in LA. Not saying that the Golden State Warriors can't, but I know that the LA Lakers can. And I want to give my props over to the Warriors. Listen, these guys are tough. They're a tough team, and this is expected of them. This is why they're the defending champions. This is why they've won multiple 4 championships in the last 6 years or whatever like that. And for the Lakers to come out and do what they did, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. Listen, the Warriors had all the 3 points that they can get, all the 3 points. Jay, Chris, that guy, they had 3 people with 6 total 3-point made in Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry. Do you want to know how much the Lakers had in total of 3 points made?
6.
Exactly. You have the Lakers itself. The Lakers itself, not just one person, the Lakers scored 6 total threes, and you got 3 other people on the Warriors that scored a total of 6 threes themselves. So we gave them, well, we didn't give it to them, but they're taking their 3 points like they're supposed to. But the Lakers fought back, and they won mostly on the free throws, and that's what the Lakers are known for, getting to the line and doing what they got to do. I'm really proud of my boys defensively. I'm proud of AD because everybody thought that he wasn't going to, stay healthy, and they keep calling him fragile. Well, guess what? He's showing the world that he's not so fragile because Kevin Looney, where you at, boy? Draymond Green, or shall I say Draymond or Foulbond Green, because all you like to do is foul and get text. Where you at, boy? You can't get up on AD. Listen, Rob Scott said to me this morning, the Sacramento Kings started off the same way. I'm going to tell you guys this. We are not the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings did not have Anthony Davis. The Sacramento Kings did not have LeBron James. The Sacramento Kings do not have Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves. They don't have a Justin Vanderbilt who stepped up again in this round to go head-to-head against Stephen Curry. It worked so well that he did it with John Morant. They put him they put him last night to go up against Stephen Curry, and he did absolutely amazing when he was guarding Stephen Curry. The only shot Stephen Curry was getting off of was against other players that weren't Jared Vanderbilt. Once Jared Vanderbilt was on the court, Stephen Curry couldn't shoot. So I give props to my boys.
Let me put a pin right there. That's a very good statement on your team, and you made a lot of excellent points, and I appreciate that. Stat guy, I'm going to go to you next. What did you think about this LA Golden State game 1, and then where do you see it going in the future?
I mean, it's a good win for LA because it sets the tone for the series. They showed that they can go into Golden State and beat the Warriors. They've done it before, but doing it in the regular season isn't doing it in the postseason, especially when you have a team like the Warriors that has had as much postseason success as they had the last 5 years versus the Lakers, who haven't been in the playoffs that much the past 5 years. So for them to go into Golden State and take care of business in game 1, especially getting basically massacred from behind the three-point line, is an incredible feat itself. And if the Lakers even hit a couple more threes, you're looking at a double-digit, almost a 20-point win in favor of the Lakers. So that goes to show you just how much the Lakers really did control that game, and it was the three-point shot that ultimately kept Golden State in it, and they came up short in the end. I'm still trying to figure out why Jordan Poole took the last shot and not Curry or Klay Thompson, but that's a conversation for a different day. But I still have to stick with the Warriors in 7. Frankie knows why. You guys know why. I told you guys why yesterday on the show. They were my pick from the preseason, and I can't go back on a pick that I made in the preseason because I'm not going to flip-flop and pick somebody else in the middle of a series. So I still think the series is going to go 7 games regardless, but I'm still sticking with Golden State.
And let's be honest, just number 1, excellent points that you made. Secondly, I can see why you wouldn't want to go back because let's be honest, Warriors are terrible on the road, good at home, and they will, if it goes that many games, it will finish back in Golden State. So, with that in mind, why would you flip? It's game 1. I totally get that. And again, you made great points. Gonzo, Golden State, LA, game 1 series. What do you think?
Oh, it was
Easy,
a heck.
Gonzo.
No, it was a fun game to watch. It was a heck of a game. I was into it the whole time, and I'm not personally fans of either team because my team's not even in the playoffs. But it was a tell of two different sides. I mean, the Lakers couldn't hit from 3-point range, but they controlled points in the paint. They killed the Lakers inside on points in the paint, and and getting to the foul line. Warriors was just settling for threes, wasn't really driving to the goal, trying to get points in the paint, and they didn't get to the foul line. I mean, the Lakers were 25 of 29 on free throws. Warriors shot 6 total free throws, and it wouldn't be and it wasn't because the referees calling it one-sided either. It was the way the game was being played. The Lakers were attacking the rim and not just settling for jump shots, where the Warriors was dependent on mostly all 3-point shots. I thought it was a real good game. I still have the Warriors winning the series. That's what I picked to begin with. But it's a big win for the Lakers last night. I think Steve Kerr waited too long to make a change.
I agree.
They're about going into about the third in the third quarter, beginning the fourth quarter. He started doing the high pick and roll more with Steph having the ball in his hands instead of running around trying to come off screens. And Steph started getting going. So I think that's something to watch out for in game 2. I think you're going to see a little bit more of that. But I will give the Lakers a lot of credit at the end of that game. They done what they needed to do. They got the ball out of Steph's hands. They ran 2 or 3 guys out on him, got the ball out of his hands, and for some reason, Poole decided with 8 seconds left, let's throw up a 30-foot three-pointer, which didn't make no sense. You had time to either dribble closer or kick it to Thompson or get it back to Curry. I thought Poole rushed that shot, but you have to give the Lakers credit on that last play because they done what they needed to do. They got the ball out of Curry's hands. That was the one. You didn't want Curry shooting the ball. if I'm in Frankie's a Lakers fan, I guarantee you Frankie will take Curry or not Curry, but Poole taking that shot at the end of every game over Curry or Thompson. So
all day,
I
all
thought
day. This
Poole-
man was
I
making
thought Poole
crazy
rushed
shots.
that shot.
He rushed it,
crazy.
but let's not hold on. Let's not cut ourselves short. Poole is a good shooter from the 3-point line. It's just I get it. You always want the ball in your guys' hands. And then when I say guys, again, we're talking Thompson, Curry. So I totally get what you're saying. I don't discredit that at all. But to say that Poole couldn't take that shot, we know Poole can make the 3-point too.
Yeah, but a
Not a
30
I get your point.
a 30
not a
footer
30 footer. Only Steph can make a 30 footer. I'm sorry.
Well, that's true. Real quick, I want to address a couple of things, and I'm going to give you my shorts a little bit, and then we do got to get into the Knicks Miami game. The Warriors won 2 big games on the road versus the Kings. I get that at the price. They sure as hell did. But you know what? You had some bonus in the paint. Here, you got Braun and AD in the paint. Little bit different scenario to make that comment. But I get what you're saying, brother. I don't want to disrespect that. Finkel says, let's go Lakers. Hypocrisy Jones. Taking you a hot minute. I get you got the Hard Rock sign. And then Anthony Price ends it with Knicks are in trouble. When Butler comes back, won by the skin of their teeth. You are so on point, but we will address that in the next series. Couple of things I want to point out. Number one, the Lakers, shot terrible. When I say terrible, I mean terrible from the 3-point line, 6 of 25. Whereas the Lakers went, not too much better at 21.
Yeah,
53. Hold on, 53. Hold on. Stay with me now. But I also say that the Lakers got him at the 3-point line, making 25 of 29 versus the 5 of 6 of Golden State. Obviously, they got the rebounds at 53-49. The turnovers were about the same at 8. But I thought it was interesting. And Anthony Price, I'm going to tie this in to why I'm saying what you're saying. You're saying that you took 2 against the Kings on the road, but I'm telling you, LA went into the heart of the lion and got points to the paint of 54 to 28. And that's the fucking difference, you crazy son of a bitch. I love you, though, Anthony Price, but I had to get out that little bit of aggression. I'm sorry. I had to get that little bit of aggression, Anthony Price. I still love you. I have all respect for you. Please don't leave the stream. But you have to understand one thing. Sabonis is not AD and LeBron. And I'm not even a Lakers fan. So I'm giving you a completely unbiased freaking opinion when I tell you, with all due respect, don't talk about the Kings and then come at the Lakers as if they're the same when we're talking about Sabonis versus AD and LeBron in the paint. Because you know why? I'm going to give you one little bit, a tidbit factual information. Let's talk blocks. Can we talk blocks for a minute?
Absolutely. I love blocks.
Can we just talk blocks?
Let's do it.
Because last time I checked, hold on. Because this goes to support my point about points in the paint and where Anthony Price is trying to even come at us. It was weird to say us because I'm a Rockets fan, but I'm going to say it only one time, and you'll only hear me one time this season and this season alone. But 10-3. 10. Let me say it double fucking digits to this many. And then you want to come up and talk about some fucking Sacramento Kings bullshit. No offense, Anthony Price. I love you. But in the world of WWE Roman Reigns motherfucking knowledge.
Listen, all I'm going to say is...
And I say that with dramatic effect. I'm just trying to tell you, this Lakers team, when they're healthy, and when they're all on the same accord, is a very, very different monster than what Golden State is prepared to deal with. A little bit different. And Frankie, because this is your team, I give you a 1-minute rebuttal, and then we're moving into the next one.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is Sabonis got bullied by Kevin Looney. He got bullied by Looney. AD's not gonna get bullied by Looney. If anything, AD did the bullying to Looney because Looney had an outstanding offensive rebound record against the Kings in their series. That's the one thing that Darvin Ham looked at, and he told AD, listen, I want you to stay in the paint, and I want you to make sure Looney doesn't get rebounds. And that's exactly what AD did. That's the difference between the Kings and the Lakers. And it's not, and I love what Jay's doing, how he's bringing in LeBron James as well, because it's true. You also have to look at LeBron James when he's on the paint as well. But the main person you really have to worry about and look at is a healthy AD in the paint. Everybody's forgetting what a healthy AD can do in the playoffs.
All right, I gotta put a pin, Frank, if you don't mind, and I mean this with all respect. I gotta put just a quick pin on this because I gotta address a couple of bullshit comments. And Anthony Price, I'm gonna say with all respect, because I respect you, brother. You know I respect you. I may not respect what you say based on factual information, but I always respect you, brother. So let's get into it. So Anthony Price says, Jay, you disrespect everything people say. You think so? Because I just gave you a lot of factual data. I gave you a lot of factual data about why your comment was wrong. So now you need to look at yourself in the mirror and look at your own personal truth, because this show's not for the statistically weak people. We're not statistically weak. We love our fans. Anthony Price, I love you, and I want you to comment, but I'm not going to back down from you at all. And when you tell me that I disrespect everything people say, I'm giving you factual data for everything I freaking say. Take it, leave it. I don't give a damn. Anthony Price, you want to put $50 Lakers won't win the series. I tell you what, Anthony Price, inbox me, motherfucker. We're friends. I'll take your fucking bet because like Charlie Daniels said, I'll take your bet. You will regret because I'm the best who's ever bet, you son of a bitch. So give me your $50 bet.
Hey, Jay.
Hold on a minute. Damn it, I'm on a roll. I'll come back to you, Chris. With all due respect, I'll come back to you. Anthony Price says, when was the last? Hold on. I'm coming back to you. Hold on. I'm coming. I promise you. Gonzo, give me this, please. Gonzo, as your boy, give me this. I'm coming back to you. I don't give a fuck. Let me say what I got to say. Anthony Price says, when was the last time Rockets been in the playoffs? I'll wait. I got all day. Anthony Price, the last time the Rockets were in the playoffs was the last time anything you said had credit or merit or ability or anything statistically correct. I fucking love my life right now. Looney got 23 rebounds. Great. Glad for him. How'd it work out for you?
No, that was
Hypocrisy Jones. Hypocrisy Zone says Jay's heated. A little bit. I'm a little bit heated when I'm giving factual data and then motherfuckers want to challenge me, especially when they're from DC. Hypocrisy Jones. Holy shit. Now he dropping bars. Mixtape coming soon.
Oh my God. All right,
don't encourage him, hypocrisy. Don't encourage him.
Don't do it. Chris,
okay.
Say what you got to say. Chris, say what you got to say.
I have legitimately gone through everything Anthony Price said and addressed it, and I hope he understands that I love Anthony Price.
Hold on.
But it is what it is. Hold on. I got to go first to Gonzo because Gonzo had his hand up first. But then Frankie, I'm coming to you.
I know. All I'm saying is don't take this down because this was meant for me. I don't know why you attacked him on this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know if I was fucking up or whatever. Okay.
What did Anthony Price say that even got this whole thing going?
No. Okay. All right. I'll take it back up to the top where I started this. Gonzo, were you sleeping for the last 20 minutes? Hold on a minute, damn it.
This right here, what Anthony Price said.
Okay, I saw that.
Thank you. There you go. That's what had me heated. Because I don't disrespect people unless they have a right to be disrespected. And when I'm giving you factual data and then you want to come with that comment, that just makes no damn sense to me. I gave you statistical data about this series, and then you want to say I'm being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful.
Let me ask you this, though. So with your statistical data you just gave, you think this series is over? Lakers win the series?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not talking about the series. I'm just talking about this specific game.
Yeah. Different.
So let's understand what we're doing. We're breaking down game 1.
I know what we're
Now,
doing.
if you want to take it to
I
another
know what
level,
we're doing. I'm not
fucking
stupid. I know what we're doing. We're
Listen.
talking.
Well, I'm not talking like you're stupid. I'm talking to
Listen.
I'm
Listen,
just
you got-
responding to the comments. And again, Anthony Price, I want you to understand that I appreciate your viewership. But if you come at me with me personally, Anthony Price, when you come at me personally, I'm gonna give you the reasons to back up what it is I'm saying and why you're a fucking moron for making that statement.
But
No offense.
Listen,
But am I right or wrong? Anybody want to say that my statistical data is wrong?
Listen, when you had Jay, take a 2-minute pause, breathe for a second, take a drink from your cup, and just breathe. Just breathe. AP stops writing already. All right, just breathe.
Work on your mixtape.
Yeah, relax for a minute. Write down a little more bar.
I got no damn mixtape.
Listen, when you have,
I'm just. It is what it is. Okay,
listen,
we're gonna take a break.
Hold on, Jay. When you have a true Laker fan in here and he's not celebrating and celebrating a game 1 win like he did against Memphis, because let's be real, when we won game 1, I was all hype and I was celebrating because I already knew once we took 1 in Memphis, we were gonna win because they couldn't beat us in LA. I already knew that. But when you have a Laker fan in here not celebrating like he did around round 1 on a game 1 win against Golden State, that should tell you enough. It should really tell you enough. And I'm basically what I'm trying to say is I know that this isn't over. This is not over. This is the Golden State Warriors. Anything is possible against these guys, and I'm not just celebrating just yet. If we can go up 3-1, coming back in a game 5 or game 5, Memphis or game 5 Golden State again, then I'll be a little bit more happy. I will be ready and I'll be more excited. But right now, I can't be excited. There's only one game, so everybody chill out. AP chill, Jay chill. It's game 1.
I got
hold on, and I don't know that, but Hypocrisy Jones. I'm coming back to Gonzo. I'm coming to you. I just want to get these comments out of the way, and then I'm going to give you the full floor. Hypocrisy Jones says dead right now, I guess, or RNM. I'm assuming it means right now, so dead right now. Was it Happy Faces? Anthony Price says, you coming for me, saying my name. So I'm coming for you hard every day. Anthony Price, you come for me hard. You're like fucking Charmin. Not a big deal.
God. Here we go.
And then Glenn Richardson says mixtape. He probably gonna make a diss track. You know what? I don't want Glenn to say that because, and Glenn, I understand what you're trying to say. I'm not trying to. And Anthony Price, I want you to understand it. Before I give Gonzo the full floor to say everything he wants to say on this, I want Anthony Price to understand. I'm not coming from you. And I'm not trying to disrespect you, but Anthony Price, when you call me out by name, because you did in the comments, you called me out basically saying that I'm disrespecting everybody, you got to understand I'm going to come back at you saying I'm giving factual data to bring up what I'm saying. So understand that. It's not personal. Anthony Price, this is not personal between me and you, right? It's not. But if you want to come at me, but Anthony Price, if you want to come at me, all I can say is, motherfucker, bring it, because I've been having.
Chris, say what you had to say. Chris, say what you had to say, Chris.
Frankie, I was going to ask you if do you think this goes 7 games?
I do think it could possibly go 7 games. It really can. It really freaking can. I don't want it to go 7 games. I wanted Lakers to win it in 6. Back in LA, I don't want to go game 7 back to Golden State because that would definitely not be in our favor. But it's a big possibility that we can get a 7-game series in this series right here.
I think it definitely goes 6 or 7, but I think it's going to go 7. He still don't realize it.
He don't realize it. This is why we had to do it because we're trying to talk to each other, but he will cut us off. This is why we would do it. He's trying to tell us to shush, but we can't talk.
He's just going.
right.
Hey,
Yeah,
what'd you
Jay.
say
Yeah,
there?
no. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. We're holding on. Go ahead. Hmm. Right. Right.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
When do you think he's gonna realize it?
I don't think he ever is gonna realize it. He's still just.
And he's laughing. No, he's flipping us off. He's oh my goodness.
We do it for the best, AP. AP, we do it for the best. We just try.
Jay Hummute is hilarious.
He still doesn't even know in the comments up there. He doesn't even know.
Okay, fuck you, son of a bitch. Hey, first of all, two things, God's up with everything you want to say, but two things. Three things. Number one, I've never laughed so hard in all my life. Number two, touche, motherfucker. And number three, Anthony, I accept your FU. I give you an FU. We are totally back on board now. And damn, I'm having a good time on this show. I hope everybody's having a good time on this show.
Hey, said, whatever you said, I agree. Laughing out loud. That was.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, this show, I don't give a damn what anybody says. This show has been so much fun. I've never laughed. I'm literally crying. I've got to wipe my tears. I've never laughed so hard in all my life. It's just got this shit. But can we please move on now? Let's get into the Knicks.
Tony said that's
we gotta talk Knicks.
Tony said that's the most sense you've ever made. Oh God.
Hey, Tony. From one old son of a bitch to another old son of a bitch. Fuck you.
Oh my God.
Okay, but we do need to move on. Hey, listen, we do need to move on. We got to get into this next topic. Knicks, Miami.
Okay,
Knicks do prevail. Jalen Brunson, that first two quarters, got out to a really slow start. But then when quarters 3 and 4 hit, so did Jalen Brunson. Julius Randle, you played a great game, ecstatic. But I will say this. What worries me for New York is there was no, at all, Jimmy Buckets. And New York only took the win by the skin of their teeth. I do think Jimmy Buckets is back game 3 in Miami. I do see Miami absolutely, unequivocally taking this series and going into the final round before the finals. Does anybody see it any different than the way I just said it? Gonzo?
Yeah, I think Knicks. I still think the Knicks are going to win this series. I picked the Knicks at the beginning. I'm not going to change it, but I still think they're going to win. Yeah, it was a close. Hey, you have to give the Heat credit. He came out yesterday ready to play without Butler, just like the 76ers came out ready without Embiid the night before. But to me, it was a tale of two halves. For the Knicks to win, Brunson has to play. He didn't play worth the crap like you said in the first half. But in that second half, the Knicks have to play with that energy and basically kind of reckless abandon that they played with in the second half of yesterday's game. That's how they got to play the whole game. And they'll have a good shot. But I'll tell you what, Miami showed me something last night with their they're gritty, they're tough. They hung in there and was right there with chances. But I think the big thing for the Knicks is going to be Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, he's the X factor for them. RJ Barrett kept the Knicks in the game in that first half. He had I think 20 points in the first half. If it wasn't for him in the first half, and Julius Randle had a decent first half, but it wasn't for them two, the Knicks would have been probably blown out in that first half. But they were able to keep it close enough, and then in the second half they played a little better. I think this could be a 6 or 7 game series as well. I think it's going to be a good one. Going to be interesting to see how Butler looks coming back off the injury. I was happy to see Julius Randle come back off that injury and finally basically had his first statement playoff game of this season, because he didn't play real well in that first playoff series. He didn't play well before he got hurt, and he missed a couple games. But so I was glad he came back last night. But I think it's going to be a real good series. I'm still going to go with the Knicks, and I'm going to say 6. But I think it's going to be a tough series. And tell you what, there's been a lot of good playoff series right now, especially you got the Lakers and Golden State, Heat and Knicks. And I think the 76ers and Boston will end up being an interesting series as well. But I'm a little worried for Boston tonight, though, because they might not have Marcus Smart. What do you think about Knicks Heat, Frankie?
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I apologize. Frankie, again, pretty much everything he said was spot on. I don't know why I got Gonzo. Son of a bitch. I hate when that happens.
All right, well,
And not that I meant Gonzo, but again, Frankie, my X factor in this is the fact that Miami's Jimmy Buckets wasn't there. They won by 6. Jimmy Buckets, I guarantee, is going to be there game 3. How do you see it playing? I know Gonzo is clearly on New York, and I get that. But how do you see game 3 unfolding back in Miami? And where do you see this series going ultimately?
Yeah, I do expect Jimmy Butler to be back for game 3. Like we said yesterday, or like I said yesterday, it would be the smarter choice for them to sit him down for game 2, win or lose. It'll be the smarter decision because now they get a 3-day rest before they have to go and play in their own court in Miami. Granted, one of those days are obviously a travel day. Then you got your rest day. Then you got your practice day. But that is a good rest limit time for Jimmy Butler. Expect him back for game 3, and I expect him to ball out. And the one reason why I expect him to ball out was because I watched the game. Was because that one fan that sat courtside at Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks fan, he was trash talking. He was saying something to Jimmy Butler because the New York Knicks went and closed it out at the very end. And all Jimmy Butler was doing was shaking his head like, okay. And then he's waving bye. As he's waving bye to the Knicks fan, he's just like, okay. That's going to put some heat on Jimmy Butler to come out and just ball out. He's really going to ball out. And that fan should have never did that because now when he did that, that made it seem like now he's going to put so much momentum on Jimmy that I feel like this game can end in about 5 games, maybe even 6. Because
I agree. I agree. No, Frankie, you know that. You know all too well about poking the bear.
Yeah.
When Dillon Brooks poked the bear and LeBron, you kind of saw the direction in which that series went. Now, the New York fan over there poking Jimmy, you kind of got to – and they're going home to Miami for another 2 games. I don't think that was the best thing that he could have done for his own personal team, just like Dillon Brooks really screwed over Memphis when he did what he did. So I totally agree with everything you said. And I think a lot of poking of the bear has happened here. And Gonzo, like I told you, man, they won by 6. It's not like they won by 10. They won by 6, and it was a close 6. So that game, if you really watched that game, it was close down to the end.
I watched the whole game, Jay.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm talking about. It's not like New York just went in there and imposed their will. I mean, it went down close neck and neck to the end, and they were without their best star, period. All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. So, again, what I'm trying to tell you is, I know you. Look, I respect you in your opinion because you're going to go with New York to the end because that's who you picked. But I want to ask you personally. I'm not asking you to switch your pick from New York to Miami, but based on what you've seen in those 2 games, with and without Jimmy in New York, we're going back to Miami. Given what the fans said, poking to the bear. You gotta give me something to work with. I know you're not going to switch off of New York. I know that. But how do you realistically look at this?
That New York's. I realistically think New York's going to win the series. Even though they lost 1 game, you won the other game. I know Butler wasn't there, but Let me ask you this: Are you saying that since the Celtics lost to the Sixers without their best player, that series is over once Embiid comes back?
No, I don't think necessarily the series is over. But hold on. You got to let me finish. I get you. You want to jump in the minute I give you what you want to hear. No, I gave you what you wanted to hear. I don't know. Hold on. You asked me a question. Let me explain.
What I'm saying is you tell me to hold
on. Do not make me throw my mic. Because I will throw my mic and I will not be able to afford a better replacement.
Studio, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. That kind of put my heart a little bit.
Well, go ahead. I'll finish my point after you finish yours.
You son of a bitch! You poked my heart.
No.
But I'm okay. But you know what though? But I am a tough. You poked my heart. I don't know how to respond to that. Look, Gonzo, man, come on, bro. Come on. Look, I'm not saying that Miami is a clear-cut favorite to win, but you got to admit. I'm just saying, all I'm asking from you is this. You got to admit the fact that it was a very close-knit game in New York without your best star, and you're going to Miami. You got to admit, I'm not saying I'm not expecting you to change your vote. I would never expect that from you because you are going to ride your team out because that's the kind of person that you are. But you got to admit, there is a little bit of doubt within you that says, damn, they literally came to New York. They split the series. And they only split the series because their best star was out. Now I got to go back to Miami where I'm probably going to face a healthier version of Jimmy Butler. And do I really think that I'm going to come back? I'm just saying. Look, I'm not expecting you to change your vote, but I would expect you to say to me, what I would expect Gonzo's response to me is, Jay, I still think the Nets are going to win, but I will be honest with you. I am mildly concerned. I would say, you know what? Okay, now we're on planet Earth. Now I know that Gonzo's a human being.
I think, if I remember correctly, and I'm sure Frankie remembers this, I think when I first said that they said that Miami showed me a lot last night without Jimmy Butler, and I said I thought this series was going to go 7 games. So I think I did say that I'm giving Miami their respect. I never said.
So now that I've heard you say that, I can accept that. I can accept it. No, I didn't hear you say that last go around, so I apologize.
Where was you the first time I said it?
You know, as old as I am, I was applying a lot of different places. That's a very loaded, controversial, and complicated answer. But I will say this. I appreciate you saying that. I will take that in respect. And all right, so we're going to move on from last night's games into tonight's games. And in tonight's games, as I pull it up, I want to pull up. Hold on. As we pull up tonight's games, we only got one game. We got the Sixers versus the Celtics, game number 2. And again, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that Embiid is still out. I don't think
it's a game time decision.
Okay, so he's a game time decision. According to ESPN, Boston has a 52.1% chance of winning, and Philadelphia has a 47.9% chance of winning. So they are still giving it to Boston to take tonight. How do you guys take what Philadelphia gave you in game 1, and then when we go into game 2? And what I mean by that is we saw that Harden gave you 45 points. Maxey gave you another 20-plus. And Tobias Harris gave you around 20-plus. And they had a pretty good performance from the bench. Do you expect that in game 2 in Boston if Embiid does not play tonight? Do you see it going to 1-1, or can Philadelphia repeat that past performance? Can James Harden finally change his narrative of not being consistently showing up in the playoffs, show up in game 2, be the dominant leader, and lead this team to a 2-0 going back to Philly? without Embiid. Can that happen? Gonzo, you're up.
I think it's going to be a good game. Embiid is a game time decision, but for Boston, Marcus Smart is a game time decision for the Celtics. He has a bruised sternum he took from an elbow or something in game one, and that could be a big deal for Boston. I think Boston comes back tonight, wins this game, ties the series up 1-1. Even if Embiid plays, I think Boston's the better team, but without Marcus Smart, it worries me with Boston because he's if you watch during the regular season, they can struggle getting into their offensive set some and defensively without Marcus Smart. But I just don't see Harden having another 45-point game tonight if Embiid doesn't play. So I'm gonna go with the Celtics to win the game. But I think it's going to be a real close game. Actually, on my sports betting show, the pick I'm giving out is going to be 76ers +8 because Celtics are 8-point favorites. I don't like the 8 points. I think 8 points is too many. So I think Celtics win the game, but I think it's going to be a close game. But I think it's a big deal if Marcus Smart don't play for the Celtics.
Hypocrisy Jones, man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for joining us, man,
Yeah,
and have a good rest of your day, brother. And Gonzo, for you guys that don't know, Gonzo Sport. If you're new to this show, if you're watching Gonzo's best show, which I imagine Gonzo will have to head out here in a few minutes. Excuse me, to head up that show. But Gonzo's Sports Bet Show is phenomenal, and you can catch all of his content there on the ASAP Network. It's incredible. Real quick, Jay said, Anthony Price says, Jay, if you throw your mic, help everybody out. You know what? Love you. Love you too.
Hey, Jay don't have to throw his mic. His cat just eats the cord.
Ain't that the fucking truth, brother? Anthony Price comes back to say, if you think Harden will repeat that from game one, then you're smoking. Anthony Price, I do want you to understand that I am a Houston Rockets fan. And so, as you know, I am very fluent on what James Harden does. And I'm not saying he's going to do that. I'm saying in order for them to overcome Embiid's absence, that he would need to repeat that. So, again, Anthony Price, I love you. But, God, son, just listen to what I'm saying, and then you'll have a better response to me. Hypocrisy Jones says good shit. Again, see you again tomorrow. Hypocrisy Jones, man, appreciate you. Frankie, Philadelphia, Boston, game 2, Embiid doubtful, or we don't know if he will or will not be there. How do you see game 2 playing out?
I mean, if James Harden can play at the level that he played at in game 1, I feel like the Philadelphia Sixers can get another win here, especially with what Chris said by Marcus Smart being a game time decision. If that man doesn't play, then I definitely think that it's all in favor of Philly tonight, and that would be scary because then you have to go back to Philly to play 2 more games. But if I'm gonna be real here, I think that the Celtics are gonna get a win and tie the series. That's only if Embiid isn't playing, and I don't think he's gonna play. I understand he's also game time decision. I just don't think that he's gonna play. The series is way too early. You can still look at it kind of like the Heat and Knicks game. You're already up 1-0. Then you have you're going back home the next 2 games. It'll be smart to just sit him out one more time and worry about game 3 and 4 when you guys are in Philly. But you need that James Harden, man. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to score 45 like he did in game 1, but I do think he's going to score 30. So to answer Anthony Price, I am the one that always smokes. So I am smoking, and I'm going to go ahead and say that I think James Harden is going to have an outstanding performance tonight as well, because we have been seeing a different look of James Harden this playoffs, not just this round, but last round as well. He's been putting up a good performance as well. So this is a different James Harden than we're used to be seeing in the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Okay, fellas. In respect to Gonzo needing to hop off to get onto his sports betting show, which is coming up next, we're going to get to some final thoughts, and then we out. Gonzo, final thoughts, brother, please.
My final thoughts, like Jay said, got the sports betting show, but tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, we have a big guest, Joey Owens. He's he's a pro wrestler, and he's also the owner and promoter of WCW Wrestling, which we're going to be with this weekend at the Indianapolis Comic-Con. He's going to come on tonight, talk about this weekend. There's going to be multiple shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think 3 or 4 shows a day that's going to be going on down here in Indianapolis. So it should be a great time. So check that out tonight. Owens is a second-generation wrestler. His dad, Don Basher, ran a promotion here in Indiana. It used to be on TV and stuff. WCW has been around for years and years. Now, unfortunately, Basher passed away a couple of years ago. Now Joey runs it, and he has a son that's a real good wrestler as well. One of the best I've seen. So should be a great show tonight. Then, like I said, this weekend we'll be at Comic-Con. Then next weekend we have May 13th, Bearcat Rumble. Gonna have some micro wrestlers or midget wrestlers, however you want to put it.
Little people
wrestlers, but they're going to be I think they're going to be in a cage. Half the show is going to be still cage matches. So we'll be streaming that live. So join us for that.
Can I ask you something, Chris? Are they regular size steel cages, or are they shortening the steel cage?
It probably goes up to they probably use around I think it's 8 or 10 foot steel cage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, touche. Yeah, that was incredible.
But yeah,
okay, man.
It should be a great show.
He's still going. He was still going. I cut him off. I didn't mean to. He was
did you cut him off? Gonzo, I'm sorry. I'm being an asshole.
It should be a great show. So join us for that. And then tomorrow's Thursday. Jay, I won't be available to do the afternoon show tomorrow. I didn't know if you want to do one, and then I'll let you guys know about Easy Money.
Most likely, we'll figure it out. Most likely, we'll have an afternoon show.
Easy Money on Thursday and Friday. Yeah. I'm kind of waiting to see what the schedule is. I don't know if we'll have one tomorrow, but we'll probably try to have one Friday. But other than that, hey, another good day of sports. There's going to be a lot of stuff on tonight. Not as many basketball games, but still got a lot of baseball on.
Absolutely. Frankie, final thoughts, please.
Yeah, like Chris said, we got baseball, one basketball game tonight, some hockey games as well. So we still got a couple of sports to get through today. Also, some news broke out with the NFL. Guys, get ready. By May 11th, the NFL schedule will be released. We will know the dates and times of when we will play our opponents, home and away. This year we all play each other. I mean, I don't know if the Cowboys play the Colts, but this year the Patriots play both the Colts and the Cowboys. So, and we also play the Raiders. So it's going to be an interesting season this year for the Patriots. It's going to be an interesting season. So I can't wait. And also the Patriots play in Germany, so I can't wait to see who we play in Germany this year.
Nobody gives a fuck about Germany.
May 11th. You definitely care about Germany. Shut up. You war veteran. You should care about Germany.
No, not as much as I care about the Patriots versus Cowboys. The Patriots versus Germany, I can care two shits.
Jay, you don't want that to happen. You don't want the Patriots and Cowboys. You don't want the Patriots and Cowboys. You want to know why? Because you got that first pick. What's his name again?
First pick.
You don't even know his name. Look, you don't even know his name.
Wait. Are you talking about Maisie Smith? Oh, hold on.
There you go.
You gotta say it right.
I gotta say it right. Maisie.
There you go. But yeah, guys, May 11th schedule will be released for the NFL, so get ready for that. We'll have some breaking news on that when we go live also. So follow us tomorrow on Unscripted, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow us on Twitter at Unscripted Guys. And also on TikTok at Unscripted Sports, all one word, both of them.
Wow. Yeah, man. Way to wrap up that. Frankie, I appreciate that shout out to Unscripted. Again, Unscripted Sports on all one word on TikTok and YouTube. Unscripted Guys on Twitter. And Frankie does a hell of a good job posting up the breaking news on Twitter. So if you want to find out that quick to know stuff, check out Unscripted Guys, all one word. Unscripted Guys, all one word on Twitter. Frankie definitely does a good job with that. Having said that, man, I appreciate very much, and I can tell you, we all love and appreciate those who have commented on tonight's show. Tony Gonzalez, Anthony Price. Anthony, thank you for commenting. You know we love you in this show. And again, like you said, it's business, never personal. I appreciate you. As well as Hypocrisy Jones. Thank you. Christian Taylor, thank you for your comments, man. We love you and appreciate you. Drunk, thank you, Drunk, for hanging out with us and commenting. I think I got everybody that commented. Again, we really, really, truly appreciate the guys that comment on that show, on this show, and understand when you comment, hey, this is a man's show. The females, I don't know where they go. If they want to come on this show, we certainly welcome them. But this is the kind of show when you comment, we're gonna comment back, and it's not as I mean as disrespect. It's actually
Take us out, Chris. Chris got a show in like 20 minutes. Take us out.
I love it because he has no idea. He's trying to be quiet.
I don't know who muted me, but again, I will close the show with this. I hope that they didn't mute me while I was telling everybody thank you for commenting, and I'm pretty sure they didn't. But I will close out with this. Thank you. We appreciate everybody that watches our show, because without you, we are pretty much just three guys talking to each other, and nobody wants that. So thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for commenting on the show. We love you guys. We appreciate you. And with that, we'll catch you on the next flick. Gonzo.